Hey everyone, so today I wanted to talk about flipping. What is flipping and how does that pertain to the current market that we're in? So essentially, most people associate flipping with real estate, buying houses, rehabbing houses, and selling it for a profit, and then repeating that process in order to buy, rehab, sell, and repeat again. The profit margins can be anywhere from $10 to $500,000 to a few $1,000,000. And the biggest expense is the repair budget versus the comps. What is a comp? Comps are what you typically get around the area, around the zip code, around the surrounding market for that same type of property. What it typically will sell for is essentially what the comp is, what the comparable value is of that home or property. And that allows you to estimate how much you'll be able to sell this property for, because the comps in the area will dictate the price of that. If you have something a lot nicer, a lot newer, typically the comp can be raised a little bit more, but it typically won't be an excessive increase. Now, flips don't only pertain to real estate. It can be couch flipping, which is a lucrative thing as well and less expensive as well. You can get used couches for $100, but if you have a whole bunch of used couches, you may be able to start flipping them for $800 a piece, instead of just trying to flip one and getting lowballed, right? When you have a business, you can then maximize its profit. It's just perception is everything in the couch flipping business. And so with perception being everything, this is where you have to get into that sales mindset, that sales mentality. If you are someone who's been in car sales, telecommunication marketing, anything like that, then flipping may be something that piques your interest, that gets you motivated, that gives you some drive. I have some friends who are interested in flipping. I have some friends who are interested in that market space. They are salespeople selling shoes for Nike, selling shoes for Foot Locker, selling whatever it is, cars for Toyota, Ford, right? These are the people who are interested in that space, who are willing to go the extra mile, who are willing to make those calls, who are willing to be on site, watch how things are going. See, I'm more of a manager. I've always been a manager. I'm the type to manage dealings. I'm the type to simplify and organize my life. I want less chaos and more structure. What I want to do is I want to be on site. I want to see the work get done. I want to ensure that you have my support. I want to ensure that things are being done according to the plan. I want to ensure that the people are there, they're working, they're building, they're doing everything that they said that they would do in a timely manner. And, that's me. I'm the organizer. I'm the guy who's going to make sure that things get done once it's been set in place. But for those sale guys, you're the ones who are making sure that the thing is a thing to begin with, right? You're making sure that the deal makes sense. You're making sure that there is some profit there. And as soon as you see the dollar signs, you're going there, you're attacking, you're trying to get the most out of this opportunity. And so, you don't have to be a sales guy. You don't have to be a managerial guy. But if you have a trait or a quality that you think would work in the flipping business, then this may be a sign that flipping is something for you. Now, when debt was cheap, it was easy to flip homes because people had more cash. And so the dollar went a lot further. The dollar could be inflated. And so if you bought a house for 100,000, you put 20,000 into it, and properties were selling for 250, you were able to make $130,000 in profit. But now that rates are much lower, you buy a house for 100,000, you put 25 into it, and you sell it for 140. The margins are so much smaller where you've only made $15,000. And so you might not see the benefit of spending 7 months on a rehab in order to make $15,000. So, in this time with rates being so high, you now see that the dollar doesn't extend as much as it used to. And so people are adjusting to that. And flippers are being the most impacted by that, especially those who are in the luxury markets where you're not going to have many buyers as you once did, many people who could afford those type of investment vehicles and or properties for their family or their home, right? They may not be investing to make money, they may be investing to make memories. And so if they don't have the money to do that either, then again, that's a loss. So you see flippers are trying to sell these homes. People who do construction, who have new construction, they're trying to offload properties. They're putting in incentives. They're doing anything that they possibly can do to get rid of these homes without literally losing money, because they put their own money into it. They put their own sweat. They put their own hard work into building these properties. They took out the contracts. They did all the work. You see people backing out of deals, and now they have properties that they need to offload, and they're just having trouble doing that. So now they're looking for incentives. They're looking for things to entice people. They're giving you coffee, pizza, donuts, whatever they can to get you in the door. They're doing everything in their power in order to maximize what they're capable of doing with this property. And so, again, we're in a time where, again, rates are much higher, so the dollar doesn't extend as far. Is flipping the best strategy in this market? Probably not, but you'll still see people who are trying to do that because they believe that they are better than the market itself. I'm humbled by this interest rate environment. I'm still looking for deals, but I'm not going to stretch myself too thin to the point where there is no return, and literally no return. Like, if I'm not receiving a return on my investment, then there is zero reason for me to pursue this investment any further, right? So again, I want to look at my strategies. I want to look at my options. I want to look at what I'm capable of doing and say, is this the right path for me to go down? Especially if you're interested in flipping, if you've done 1, 2, 3, or 0, is this the right time? Sometimes I will tell people it's best to buy in these harder times because you'll know what to do when times are even better. You'll be the one thriving when times are better because you just understand the market in its totality already. So, how are you going to tackle this if you do decide to flip, whether it be couches, pets, furniture, resources, services, real estate, properties, whatever it is that you decide to flip? How are you going to do that and maximize it to your advantage? And what steps are you going to take in order to ensure that you are doing everything in your power to get the best deal possible and continue to move forward? So I can tell you right now, if I was in the flipping business, I would be having a field day now because, listen, I'm dropping prices on properties by over $50,000 to $100,000, and people are biting. People are responding. Agents are listening now in December 2022. So, what does that tell me? That tells me that people are becoming more receptive to these lower offers, and that gives me equity in the properties right away. And I just love the sound of that. I love the sound of equity in properties right away. Now, I am not sure how far properties will continue to go down, how far properties will continue to tank. But what I do know is that I am in a position to where I'm going to get it a lot cheaper than I would have in 2022, 2021 previously, although the rates are going to be higher and more expensive. I know that when refinancing does come available and everybody's in a frenzy to buy properties, all I got to do is refinance the property that I already just bought. And I think that sounds a lot better than being at a bidding war with everybody else. Now, will their properties be a lot better than mine? Probably, because all the good ones are probably going to hit the market at that point in time. And will I feel like I've lost out? Probably. But in the long term, if I ever do decide to sell whatever property I get a hold of and I have that cash, I'll be the one on top. I'll be the one doing the extra bidding. I'll be the one able to buy whatever I so choose, cash if I so choose. And that's where the delayed gratification comes in. We're not going to get the best deals, but we will get the best deal for us right now. We will maximize our potential right now. And that is what is truly going to set us apart. So, what do you think about flipping? What questions do you have concerning it? What do you plan to see? What investment strategies are you going to utilize going forward? Make sure you comment that down below in our comment section and let me know what would you like me to speak on? What topics are you interested in? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.